you're somebody who's coming from the art world that decided to write your own story. And you kind of have like full creative freedom on this, whereas like typically in a comic book you have somebody who would write the script and then somebody else would draw it, somebody else would color it, all that. You're kind of doing everything with all of this.
Well, so it's interesting you mentioned that. Some of my favorite comics were by creators who both wrote and drew for Marvel. Frank Miller doing Daredevil and Dark Knight Returns, and John Byrne, who was just the master of the 80s, right? Fantastic Four, Alpha Flight, West Coast Avengers. I mean, he was generating so much material at such a high level.
Right.
And it was his writing, his drawing. And I need to go and say on Crimson Storm, it is not all me. I'm penciling and I'm writing. Bill Anderson is doing the inking, Ross Hughes doing the colors, and John Hageman, one of the publishers, was doing the lettering digitally. So it couldn't have gotten this far without their help. And Mel Smith, who got the whole ball rolling. He's the other publisher for 10 Ton Press. Here, I'll kind of, give the book a little plug here. 10 Ton Press. This is a Derek Robertson cover of the 3-issue collection. And that's just, a little preview of what it looks like. But I'm really proud of how it all came together and finally getting another chance to write and draw characters that I've created.
Right, because issue 2 came out in 2023, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been a little while since it dropped. And I think what was 21 when you dropped the first issue?
21 was maybe the first issue. 23, yeah. So it makes sense that 2025 is issue 3. Now, I had all my part done back in 2021. Else to get up to speed, get it together to publish. Making comics is a tough business.
Yeah.
So it took some time, but we're finally there.
Absolutely, man. I mean, I kind of skipped over a whole bunch of questions, but now that we're at where we're at, I have to ask this, right?
Yeah.
How many issues do you have planned for the series? I know most usually have everything planned out ahead of time. You know how many books you're going to do. Unless you're doing it by the seat of your pants, which is the rare thing. But I mean,
no, I hate when people do it that way. You want to have an ending in mind, right?
And I do, story because then you know how to tell everything in between.
Right. You want to set things up that'll pay off later. It's funny. My wife and I are watching on Apple Plus the show Severance. Do you guys watch that?
Yes.
We were trying to speculate. Like, there's so much weird, cool stuff going on. I don't think they're making it up as they go.
No, absolutely not. It's definitely a pre-planned out story, and that's the thing. Is that the better stories tend to be the ones that go out that way.
Yes, right. And one show I loved 20 years ago was Lost, but even the creators said, some of it we were making up as we went along.
Right.
And some of the payoff was amazing, and it took the world by storm. But if anything, it taught creators a lesson: know where you're going to end up.
Right. Because I mean, the best part of that entire show was that it was a dog's dream, right?
That it was a what?
It was a dog's dream.
That super cut that someone made of Jack and the dog laying there, and then just the golden retriever waking up from a dream was the perfect ending that they could never play.
Perfect. So going back to Crimson Storm, I have 3 issues done. I have 12 issues I want to do before I leave this mortal coil, before my time is done. Right. I have outlined what I would like to happen in each issue. This is a story I've had in my head and written notes for the last, I hate to say it, 3 decades. it's been a while gestating. And again, like I say, comics are hard. I gotta do the jobs that pay the bills.
Right.
But Mel Smith and John Hageman gave me the chance and gave me a little bit of seed money to bring these 3 issues to fruition, and super happy about that.